In the skies above Europe, a giant whale-shaped aircraft soars through the clouds. This is the Airbus Beluga, a marvel of engineering and a critical link in one of the most ambitious industrial networks. But the Beluga's story is more than just about moving parts. It's about the evolution of an idea, a vision to unite a continent's aerospace ambitions. To understand how this unique plane came to be, we need to take a journey back in time to the birth of Airbus and follow the transformation of a logistical challenge into an icon of aviation. The 1960s were a time of transformation for Europe. Emerging from the shadows of war, nations sought to rebuild their economies and redefine their roles on the world stage. In the aerospace sector, however, Europe lagged behind, overshadowed by the American giants like Boeing. It was clear that no single European country could compete alone, but together they could challenge the status quo. Thus, in 1970, Airbus was born, a bold experiment in multinational collaboration. Airbus was more than just a company. It was a symbol of European unity and ambition. By pooling resources, expertise, and market access across France, Germany, Spain, and the UK, Airbus aimed to create aircraft that could rival the best in the world. But there was a catch. This decentralized production meant that parts like wings, fuselage sections, and tail assemblies were being built in different corners of Europe. All needed to converge at final assembly lines in France and Germany. Wings crafted in the UK, fuselage sections modeled in France and Germany, tail assemblies perfected in Spain, all had to come together to create an Airbus aircraft. Initially, these massive parts traveled by road, rail, and sea, a painstakingly slow process that made the dream of a truly integrated European manufacturer seem like a logistical nightmare. The skies offered a faster route, but there was no plane capable of carrying these enormous components, at least not yet. Just a few years before Airbus's formation, a unique aircraft had taken flight in the United States. In 1965, Aero Spacelines unveiled the Super Guppy, a plane specifically designed to solve a similar problem for NASA. The Apollo program required the transport of massive rocket sections and spacecraft modules, and the Super Guppy's oversized cargo hold was the perfect solution. It was a peculiar sight, a plane that looked more like a flying balloon than a conventional aircraft, but it worked, carrying critical components that were too big for any other means of transport. By the 1970s, Airbus adopted the Super Guppy to meet its own logistical needs. The Super Guppy became the workhorse of Airbus's nascent production network, ferrying wings, fuselages, and other parts between factories across Europe. It was a lifeline for Airbus's decentralized production model, but as the company grew and the planes got bigger, the Super Guppy began to show its age. By the early 1990s, it was clear that the Super Guppy could no longer keep up with Airbus's ambitions. The company needed something bigger, faster, and more efficient. Thus began the next chapter of this logistical saga, the birth of the Airbus Beluga. Officially named the A300-600 ST, the Beluga was a marvel of engineering, built on the sturdy frame of the Airbus A300, but it was the aircraft's distinctive design with a massive, bulbous cargo hold that sat above the cockpit that set it apart. It wasn't just about size, it was about reimagining what a cargo plane could be. The Beluga could carry more than twice the volume of the Super Guppy, with a cargo bay wide enough to transport entire fuselage sections, wings, and other oversized components. Its unique design allowed the entire nose to swing open, making loading and unloading a seamless operation. It wasn't just an improvement, it was a revolution. The Beluga turned the skies over Europe into a high-speed conveyor belt, knitting together Airbus's far-flung factories into a single efficient production line. With the Beluga in service, Airbus's vision of a flying factory line became a reality. Each Beluga flight connected the dots between specialized production sites, moving large components from one country to another as if they were all part of a single massive factory. The Beluga didn't just carry parts, it carried the dreams of a united Europe, working together to build the future of aviation. This logistical ballet was unlike anything the aviation world had ever seen. While Boeing, Airbus's main competitor, had long relied on centralized production in the United States, Airbus's decentralized approach required a fleet of these giants to keep up with its demand. For decades, Boeing didn't need a single plane like the Beluga, until the 787 Dreamliner. When Boeing introduced the 787 Dreamliner, it adopted a more globalized production approach, outsourcing major components to suppliers around the world, from Japan to Italy. To manage this complex supply chain, Boeing developed the Dreamlifter, a modified 747 with an enormous cargo hold designed to transport large fuselage sections and wings to Boeing's final assembly plants in the United States. Though similar in purpose, the Dreamlifter and the Beluga represent different philosophies. The Dreamlifter supports Boeing's centralized assembly model, transporting globally sourced parts to a single location. Meanwhile, the Beluga reflects Airbus's commitment to a decentralized pan-European production line, with each country playing a vital role in the construction of every aircraft. As Airbus grew, so did the need for an even greater capacity. The answer came in the form of the Beluga XL, based on the Airbus A330. With a 30% increase in cargo capacity over the original Beluga, the XL can carry two A350 wings side by side. It's not just bigger, it's better, continuing the legacy of the original Beluga while pushing the limits of what's possible in airborne logistics. The Beluga XL isn't just an evolution, it's a statement of Airbus's intent to stay ahead of the curve, ensuring that its flying factory line can keep pace with the demands of modern aircraft production. Airbus's use of the Beluga and Beluga XL goes beyond just logistics. It embodies the company's core values of cooperation, innovation, and European integration. By decentralizing production, Airbus ensures that jobs, technology, and economic benefits are shared among its partner nations. This model makes Airbus not just a manufacturer, but a symbol of what Europe can achieve when it works together. While Boeing's centralized model prioritizes control and efficiency within the United States, Airbus's approach fosters a different kind of resilience, one built on collaboration, flexibility, and a shared vision that transcends borders. The story of the Airbus Beluga is a tale of innovation born from necessity, a journey from the Super Guppy to the Beluga and now the Beluga XL. It's a testament to the power of strategic thinking and the relentless pursuit of efficiency in a complex, interconnected world. More than just an aircraft, the Beluga is a flying factory line that embodies the spirit of Airbus and the unity of Europe. As the Beluga continues to evolve, it serves as a reminder that in aviation, as in life, the journey is just as important as the destination. And for Airbus, the journey is one of continuous innovation, driving the skies above Europe and beyond.